is so great to be here with you, and every time I say it, I'm so happy to be moving together in all of these unique ways. Let's start with the outer edges of our feet straight, ankles under our knees, knees in line with our ASIS bones, those two bones that stick out the top front of your pelvis, right above your hip and thigh crease. Tilt your pelvis into neutral, relax your ribs down and back into neutral, and then let's start with cactus arms, which we started working with a little bit last week, with your elbows a little bit below your shoulders to start and a little bit in front of your shoulders. Let's reach up into the air and then bend your elbows and then reach wide and then bend your elbows and then reach up, maybe tapping the thumbs and elbows bend. And we'll continue with that pattern. Reaching up and bend. Reaching out and bend. Reach together and bend. Reach up, out, together, up, out, together, up, out. Go slower if you get any cracking or popping. Together. Keep your arms slightly forward. Up, out, together, up, out. Rest when you need to. Together. One more like that. Up, out, together. Good. And then next time your elbows bend, let's curl in and open. Front ribs stay relaxed down and back. Feel the upper back get nice and wide as your hands and elbows come closer to each other. Elbows a little lower than the shoulders, so we use more of our lower shoulder muscles and less of our neck muscles for this one. Next time your arms are out to the side, elbows a little forward, rotate your upper arm bones. Your forearms, your wrist, and your hands just go along for the ride. Okay, hold your arms steady, bring your fingers all the way together and rotate your forearms and try to do so without your elbows moving forward and back. Now pause, open your fingers so they're just about knuckle distance apart and rotate your forearms. Pause, spread your fingers nice and wide and rotate your forearms with your fingers spreading. And then this time bring all of your fingers together but spread your thumbs wide out to the sides and gently rotate your forearms there. Keep the thumbs gently spreading out. All right, bring your elbows as close as they'll come. Maybe the hands touch, maybe the elbows touch. And if they don't touch, just keep them at a distance that feels comfortable for you. Try to keep them at the same distance as you go up and down without the ribs lifting up, without the ribs pushing forward. Keep letting your breath flow. Pause with your elbows chest tight. Keep your elbows close. Pull your forearms apart and let them come together. And then reach your arms forward, open your arms to the side, and relax your arms down. And then from here, we're going to grab a block or whatever you use as a block, or if you have something that's a few different heights, because we are going to change the height a few times. If not, it's okay for you to just work with the soles of your feet together, your knees open, and maybe just do 1 or 2 heights. But if you have a block, put the block down on the lowest height. Put the soles of your feet up and your knees dropping out to the sides. Tilt your pelvis upright, relax your ribs down and back. We'll work with our hands low, chest height, palms facing down, and we'll reach out to the sides and bring our thumbs back together. And your body loves slow adaptation. So when your arms get tired, give them a break. Let your body rest. When we push, so if you start to get tired and you maybe do a couple more and then let your body rest, when we push way past that threshold, we start to turn on stress hormones. And so we don't want to turn on too many stress hormones. We want to let our body rest and come back and build endurance over time. Okay, relax your arms down. If you have a block that you can, or something you can change the height with, put it on the second highest height. Put the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop open here, relaxing around the thighs and the hips. Palms together, low chest height. Open, reach out, and bring them together. Feel the upper back and the chest get wide together. All right, relax your arms down. If you have something that you can put on a higher height, put that block on the highest height. And from there, put the soles of your feet together, your knees dropping out to the sides, sitting up nice and tall. This time, palms face up. And today, let's do thumbs out to the side. So gently spread your thumbs out. If they lift up, pull them gently down and keep the thumbs spreading as you open and close. Reaching out through the upper back and the chest muscles, sitting up tall as your thighs open out to the sides. Breathing, notice any clenching in the hips. Try to relax it as much as possible. Okay, from there, let your arms release down. You can take your feet off of whatever you're using. You can slide it out of the way and then walk your feet nice and wide with the outer edges of the feet straight. Reach your right arm out to the right. Turn your palm to face behind you. Internal rotation of the shoulder. Wrap it behind your back. Try to walk your elbow in as close as possible. If your elbow doesn't come in all the way, start with your hand low. If it walks in all the way, maybe walk your hand up your spine a little bit. Resist the urge to pull that right shoulder back. Let it drop forward. You can flip your hand over on your back. And then from here, just hold that arm. Let the shoulder relax as much as possible if it's hiking up. And then let's roll our thighs in and open. From the inner edge of the foot to the outer edge of the foot. As our arm is wrapped behind our back, you don't have to flip the hand over. Breathing. And the hand will only go one way if you are flipping it over. Okay, next time your thighs roll in, hold. Drop your left ear slowly over to your left shoulder. And then with your left ear to your left shoulder, nod your head yes. And take your time, but you can do as big of a nod as you'd like. If the neck feels really tight, maybe start with a smaller nod, but then you can start to go all the way forward and all the way back, feeling the connection of how where you move your head pulls on your neck muscles differently. Try to keep touching more of your forearm, more parts of your hands and your fingers to your back. And then next time your ear is over your shoulder, hold there and turn your head no. Feeling into the neck muscles, feeling how they connect into the side of the jaw, maybe that area behind your ear. Letting your breath flow with ease. Relaxing your forehead, thighs dropping in. Bring your head back to center, lift your head up, release that arm, open your legs back up, sitting up tall, ribs relax down, left arm goes out to the side, internal rotation, palm behind you, wrap it behind your back without using your other hand. See how far you can get your elbow in close. If your elbow goes all the way in, start to walk your hand to different degrees up your back. Maybe flip the hand over. Try to relax. So in other words, we're not trying to pull the shoulder back and the shoulder tends to lift up. Relax it down. Let it drop forward. And then let's roll our thighs in and out a few times. Outer edges of the feet to the inner edges of the feet. Take your time. Feel the transition of how when the bones change, you feel different areas around your hips, different areas around your thigh muscles. Okay, next time your thighs roll open towards the outer edge of the foot, hold there. Slowly drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Try to touch more parts of your forearm, your fingers, your hand, whether the front or the back, to your back. And then nod your head yes. Take your time. Feel into the sides of the neck muscles from the throat area to the back of the neck. One of the best things we can do for our brains is to gently stretch our neck more often. Bring your ear back to your shoulder. At about that point, you start to turn your head no. Feeling the transition, noticing the position of your chin. Did it always push way in front of the rest of your face? If it does, bring it back a little bit. All right, bring your ear back to center, lift your head up, unwind that arm, and then you can place your feet flat, but still try to open your thighs. Bring your arms to cactus arms, pelvis upright, ribs relax down, twist from the belly, side to side at your own pace. Feel the waist turn, feel the belly button turn, no matter how small. Remember, we can keep checking, is our pelvis in neutral, our ribs relax down and back. That's how we ensure that we're really targeting our waist muscles. Breathing easy. Okay, next time you turn to the right, hold, inner thighs open, curl in, and open your arms while staying twisted to the right. Curl in and open. Curl in and open. Curl in and open. Now twist the belly over to the left. Hold there. Ribs relax down and back. Ears slide back over the shoulders as you curl in and open. Curl in and open. Curl in and open. Curl in and open. All right, turn back to center. From there, release your hands down. Walk your feet in. You can straighten your legs for this one. And you're going to grab a block. And if you don't have a block, then you're just going to approximate. That's all you're going to do is approximate. So we start it with our elbows all the way together. And so if you don't have a block, you'll just be like, approximate this a width, a little wider, a little wider. So if you have a block, it just makes it a little bit easier, but you're going to put the block on the most narrow width. We're going to work narrow and go wider between your forearms and gently hold it. Ribs relax down and back and lift and lower. Okay, now just your arms. Turn your arms to the right. So not turning your whole torso to the right. Try to just move your arms to the right and lift and lower there. And it's okay if the motion is really small. And bring your arms back to center. Just turn your arms to the left and lift and lower there. Okay, bring your arms back to center. Flip that block to the second widest width or just take your arms a little bit wider and try to keep them that width and lift up and down here without the ribs lifting up, without the chest pushing forward. Okay, turn your arms to the right and lift and lower there. Breathing. Okay, bring your arms to center. Turn your arms to the left. Lift and lower there. We're getting into some different muscles of the chest, the upper back, the shoulders. All right, bring yourself back to center. Put the block on the widest width between your arms, or just take your arms about shoulder distance apart with your elbows bent 90 degrees, ribs relaxed down and back, lift and lower there. All right, turn your arms slightly to the right. Come back to center. Turn your arms slightly to the left, torso straight ahead. Breathing. All right, come back to center. Put that block down for a moment. From there, reach your arms out to the sides, and let's just do a couple rounds of reaching up and down, wide and down, together and down, up and down, wide and down, together and down. Reach your arms out, let your arms come down, and then you can go ahead and grab your block again. And again, you might have multiple heights. You might just do one height on the floor and then one height on something a little higher. You'll only miss one height. You'll still get all the benefits. But if you do have a block, put it under the heel of your right foot. And if you don't, maybe start on the floor. Rotate your thigh bone out and rotate forward from your pelvis, trying to keep flexing the ankle and rotating more from the pelvis, so that almost like the top of your buttocks and your tailbone start to feel like they're coming off the chair. And then come up and rotate that thigh bone in the other direction and rotate forward there, straightening the leg all the way, trying to relax around the thigh and the hip muscles. Breathing. All right, come back up, heel down, toes up in the air, rotate forward there. Keep flexing the ankle and really focus on the ankle flexing, not so much the toes pulling back towards you. All right, come on up. Switch the height of the block. Put the block at the second highest height, or if you work with a footstool, or if you have a couple things of different heights, just vary it. It doesn't have to be exactly this. Rotate your thigh bone out. Rotate forward from the pelvis there. Notice if as you rotate the thigh bone, the knee wants to go into that subtle knee bend. Try to straighten the leg all the way. And come up and rotate the thigh bone in the other direction. Nice straight leg as you rotate forward from the pelvis. Feeling around the top of the thigh, feeling the connection into the hip and the buttocks muscles, relaxing of the lower belly and all around the hips and thighs. Come on up. Last but not least, ankle, knee, and outer ASIS bone are in line the whole time. Let your breath flow freely. Great opportunity here while we're bending forward to breathe into the sides and the back of the ribs. All right, let's switch the height of the block to the highest height, or maybe something around the house a little higher, a storage container, and let's rotate the thigh bone in and rotate forward from the pelvis. Breathing here. And come up, rotate the thigh bone out and rotate forward from the pelvis here. And your spine might not drop down as far just because you're really trying to move from the pelvis, not necessarily from the spine. Just remember that the more that you fold forward from the spine, the more load you're putting on your spine. And that's not always a bad thing, definitely not, but especially if you have spinal issues, stay a little higher and just try to work in the range of motion with your hips, even if you feel less. All right, last but not least, heel down, toes up in the air. Keep flexing the ankle as you rotate forward. You might even start to feel the sensations traveling up towards your waist because the waist and the hips are right next to each other. All right, let's switch legs entirely. So start at the lowest height or on the floor and internally rotate. Hinge forward. And it doesn't matter which you start with. If you want to start with internal rotation or external rotation, I'm just kind of winging it as I go to one side and then the other. And external rotation. Taking some nice breaths. Always coming back to the breath. All right, heel down, toes up, rotating forward. And the lower your leg is, the more ability to rotate your pelvis more and keep a straight spine or a neutral spine with the curves of your spine. All right, switch the height of whatever you're on. And if you really don't have anything to use as a prop, internal rotation, you can just keep switching. As we switch the rotation, you can keep your leg on the floor and keep switching. You're still going to get a great benefit. You're still getting into your hip muscles. And then rotate the thigh bone the other way. And as time goes on and you keep getting into your hip muscles, you'll see the sensations of release start to travel up your spine. You'll even start to feel your neck and your shoulders relax. It takes some time, but it happens with patience. All right, switch, toes up in the air, heel down, rotating forward from the pelvis. And then come on up and switch the block or whatever you're using. And start with one rotation. Really straightening the leg all the way. Scanning your body, feeling your body. Sometimes it's great to just focus on what we're working on, this leg and hip here. But start to scan and feel your whole body. Tune into your breath. Feel the connection. Everything is connected. Rotate the thigh bone in the other direction. And then last but not least, heel down, toes up in the air. Rotate forward from there. All right, come on up. Stretch both of your legs long. Heels down, toes up. Interlace your fingers, right pinky finger on the bottom. Press away, thumbs spread out, and rotate the thigh bones. And if I rotate mine too big, I tend to slide forward off of my chair. So I'm just doing a little bit of a smaller rotation, but feel free from the top of your thigh bones to rotate as much as feels good for you. And then switch the crossing of your fingers. Left pinky finger on the bottom, press away low, gently spread the thumbs out, get that nice even interlace. And then from the tops of your thigh bones, rotate here. And feel the rotation all the way up. Feel how that changes the pull around the hips and the thighs and eventually the waist as you rotate all the way in. And how does the center feel? And how do all the ranges of motion in between feel? All right, release. Let's spin around into our first lunge. So spin around to your right, slide your left knee back. You can work with toes tucked under or top of the foot. Most of us need more dorsiflexion practice. That's why you'll notice most of the time I do toes tucked under, but you should definitely vary it up once in a while. Rotate your palm and your elbow pit to face forward with our ribs relaxed down and our head sliding back. We'll do a full arm swing. So we'll pull it back gently and slowly as far as we can. Notice if it starts turning in towards you, try to rotate that elbow pit forward and then sweep the arm up into the air. And pull straight back and sweep up. Pull straight back, watching the rotation of the arm bone. And sweep up. And then let's do that a few more times. All right, let's switch legs. Slide that leg forward, spin around to the other side. Knee slides back under the hip, elbow pit and palm rotate forward. Now as you pull back, the arm will slightly want to turn so your elbow pops out. So hug it in towards your body a little bit. Watch the ribs not lifting up as the arm goes up. And even as your arm goes in front of you, you can kind of hug that elbow towards you a little bit. Go slower through any ranges of motion that you might get cracking and popping. One thing that can help with that is making sure the ribs are really down and back. All right, slide that back leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair, knees all the way together, feet all the way together. Try to tilt your pelvis as upright as you can and lift and lower with legs together. So the closer the legs are, the more it works the inner stripe of the abdominals. The more upright the pelvis is, the more it works the deeper core muscles. Okay, walk your feet wider than hip distance and lift and lower there. And then it'll start to move the work a little bit farther out. Try to keep the ankle right under the knee. Keep working on pelvis upright, ribs relaxed down and back. And then over time, you'll just see, can I lift a little higher or does my pelvis start to roll back? Okay, how about walking the feet a little bit wider and lifting and lowering? Working more of the outer abdominal stripes. Oh, I can feel my pelvis tilting back there. Okay, coming back to hip distance apart. Lift your right foot up. Let's go back and forth a few times since we haven't done hip distance yet. And then lift your right foot up and rotate your thigh bone. So knee turns out, knee turns in slightly. Keep trying to sit up tall. Keep breathing. All right, put that foot down, feet straight, ankles hip distance, lift the left leg up, sitting up tall in the pelvis, and rotate the thigh bone. All right, and then place that foot down. And then from here, let's spin around for another lunge to your right. And we're going to reach our arm at 3 angles. So with your arm out in front of you, you're going to do slightly out to the side, straight in front of you, and slightly across the body. So we'll start out to the side, ribs relax down, tap, elbow points out to the side, extend. Now next time you tap, think ribs dropping down and back and just see, can you lift that elbow pointing out to the side a little bit higher? All right, bring that elbow to point straight ahead. Try to keep it that way as you extend and tap. Feeling all 5 of your left toes on the floor. Next time you tap, hold, try to lift your elbow straight up any amount. And when my ribs were first really dropping down and back, my range of motion was really small. It's really improved over time. So let it be small at first if it's the difference between your ribs staying down and back. And then curl your elbow in towards your face and extend and bend there. And then try to keep your elbow in and lift that elbow up any amount. Letting the breath flow. Extend that arm, sweep it out to your side, lower down, slide the leg forward, spin around to the other side, knee right under the hip, ankle right behind the knee, front ribs relax down, the arm goes out at an angle, tap, extend. Next time you tap, hold, think extra, exaggerate your ribs dropping down and try to lift your elbow up out to the side at the same time. You might notice one side is different than the other. Curl your elbow in to face straight ahead, extend and tap there. Next time you tap, think ribs drop down as you try to lift your elbow a little higher and keep it pointing straight ahead. And then curl that elbow across by your cheek and extend and tap there. Next time you tap, try to lift that elbow up any amount, ribs dropping down, ears sliding back over the shoulders. Extend that arm, open it out to the side, drop your hand down, slide your back leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair, sitting up tall here. So we'll do head movement, neck movement, pelvis upright, ribs relax down. I can speak from experience that the most important part if you're trying to get neck tension out and heal your neck is really ribs relax down wall and back while you're doing these movements. But we'll just turn our neck a few times side to side. Feel the twist of the neck muscles. And then we're going to change the pull on the spinal muscles, and you'll feel how that just slightly changes the pull on the neck muscles. Take your time. Next time your head comes back to center, we'll slowly go side to side with our neck. So a twist and a side to side without leaning over to the side. Keep your chin slightly back. Try to tilt your ear so it goes right over your shoulder. Relax the side of the face, relaxing the neck through the shoulder as you go side to side. And now we're going to do these from a twist. So sitting up tall, ribs relax down, twist your belly to the right and hold. And as you turn to the right, line up your chin right over the center of your chest. So your head is a little bit turning to the right as well. And turn your neck side to side here, but without unwinding your belly. And then pause center, keep twisting to the right, and nod your head nice and slowly side to side. Take your time. You'll often feel some very different muscles, maybe going down your back, maybe between your shoulder blades. Okay, bring your head back to center, unwind your stomach, twist your belly to the left. You can put a hand on the chair, you can put a hand on your thigh. Pelvis upright, ribs relax down, ears slide back. Keep the twist of your belly. Just turn your neck slowly from right to left. And then bring your chin back over the center of your chest. Keep twisting your belly to the left, knees hip distance apart, and tilt your head side to side. Feel the shift of the pull on the muscles. Tune into your breath. Relax any shoulder clenching. Okay, bring your head back up. Unwind your head and your neck. Hinge forward for just a moment, maybe dropping your torso down, maybe letting your head drop all the way down to the floor, stretching the back of the neck out. And then press down through your feet to come up. Reach your arms in front of you, palms face each other, hands come between your knees. Think of not lifting your ribs up as you reach your arms up into the air. Tap the top of the head or go behind the head. Extend, and arms come down in front between your legs. And arms rise, tap, extend, and lower down. Pelvis upright. Arms rise, tap, extend, and arms go down. And arms rise, tap, extend, arms go down. Now this time we're going to stay. So arms go up. If your ribs tend to lift up, just tap the top of your head. Otherwise, you can go behind your head. If you go behind your head, you're going to do a smaller range of motion than on top of your head. But wherever you are, curl your elbows in and let them open. Curl in and open. Curl in and open. Curl in and open. Extend your arms wide. Let your hands come down. Ankles right under your knee. Be conscious of your thighs collapsing in or out. Come up nice and slowly as you push your hips back. Come around to the back of your chair. From the back of the chair, walk back. 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. You want your feet close enough though that when we bend our knees, they don't go forward. So that we're going to sit our hips back. We're going to push our hips back. And today we're going to start out going between straight legs and bent knees. Check your feet are straight, your ankles hip distance apart. You can work on neutral rotation of your thigh bones both when your legs are straight and when your knees are bent. Breathing. Two long arms. Couple more like this. And then put weight back in your heels, push through the backs of the legs to come up. Grab whatever you're going to use for a calf stretch. Put the ball of your foot up, your heel down. You can step your left foot forward any amount, and then very small, but we're going to roll our ankle a little bit side to side here. So that you're rolling a little bit to the outer edge and a little to the inner edge. Now, 2 types of ankles, one that just doesn't move very much and you're having a hard time even getting the motion. You're just trying to get the motion. And then some people's ankles kind of flop side to side. I didn't want to do it when I'm on the block because I don't want to hurt my own ankle. But if your ankle moves very easily, you've got to try to really slow down and connect with your lower leg muscles and move side to side with ease without flopping side to side. So we want our muscles to have mobility, but we don't want them to be floppy because that doesn't work in our favor either. So it's really finding that perfect balance of where we can move well. And then switch. Put the ball of your opposite foot up, your heel down, outer edges of feet straight. Maybe that outside foot steps forward. And then from here, roll your ankle a little bit side to side. Maybe you can even feel how when you roll to the outer edge of your foot and the inner edge of your foot, how it changes where you feel your calf stretch. And so think about that. If all the time your ankle is slightly rolling to one side, which is a result of often tight and weak feet muscles, it's using a certain part of the muscles up your leg into your hip all the time. So we're just getting motion in all these different little areas. If you haven't done a ball rolling class lately, you can do the mini ball rolling class under your feet, or I think I have one class up that has a ball rolling section in the class. So do that class. It's under one of the other sections, I think Classes Plus. All right, and then you can step off there and you can move that block out of the way. Feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. We'll do some pelvic lifting where we push down through the hip, tuck the top of the foot under. Check, is your weight forward, back your hip up. Keep working on the pelvic lifts. Go to the bottom of the toes, top of the toes, and if when you switch, your weight drifts forward or out to the side, bring your hip back in and back it back up. Bottom of the toes, top of the foot, bottom of the toes, top of the foot, bottom of the toes. Let's switch. Feet straight, ankles hip distance. Push down through the left hip, hug it in, tuck the top of the toes behind you. Keep backing your weight up into your heels, steady pelvic lift. And then over time, as you go side to side, see if you can relax the upper body a little bit more. And you're just going back and forth at your own pace. Don't forget about your standing pelvic lift leg like I just did. All right, let's come back to a thoracic stretch. Hands on the chair, walk back, 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. Push your hips back, relax your belly. If you know you have the natural curve of your spine, your lower back, try not to thrust your ribs to the floor. Let's pigeon toe our feet. Turn your toes in, push back. Breathing, just a reminder and feeling how the position of your feet also changes how the muscles work up into the hips and the spine. Rotate your feet so your heels are in, your toes are out, and push your hips back. Seeing if you can just get a little bit more length through your legs, through your spine, through your arms. This stretch over time, sometimes it takes some adjustments for it to feel good, but it should feel better and better on your body over time. And you'll start to feel more and more stretch that is spread out equally along the whole back of your body. So keep at it, keep going, turn your feet straight, push down to come up. All right, from here, let's sit back into a chair pose, step our right foot way back into a lunge, center the ball of your foot. We're not moving the front knee back and forth, it stays right over the ankle. Right palm flips up, reach your arm up into the air and pull it straight back behind you. Think of that elbow hugging into your body. Think of your elbow hugging forward as it goes forward. Pull back and reach up. Pull back and reach up. Pull back and reach up. Bring that right hand down. Push off the center of the ball of your back foot to step up. Feet straight, ankles hip distance. Sit back into a chair pose. Step your left leg back. Center the ball of the foot. Left hand forward. Pull back. Elbow hugs in a little bit. Reach up. Elbow hugs in a little. Pull back and reach forward. Pull back and reach forward. Pull back. Reach forward, hand comes down, push off the center of the ball of the back foot, the front heel, step your feet nice and wide. Let's do our 3 cactus angles, so straight up, elbows down, ribs drop down and back, wide, elbows go down, thumbs together, elbows down. Turn your right toes out, 90 degrees, outer edge of the foot straight, reach up straight, bend into the right knee, warrior 2 stance, not going past the ankle, press long through your left leg, breathing here. Checking, is my foot straight? Is my thigh opening over my knee? Breathing. All right, bend your elbows, stretch wide, stretch that right leg all the way straight, keep your arms in the air, just tip over from your hips. Weight in the heels, turning the belly button a little bit up towards the ceiling, grounding through the heels of both legs. Feel the buttocks reach into the heels rather than putting the weight in the front of your foot. Good, bring your torso up, bend your elbows, reach your thumbs together, bend into that right knee, steering it over the center of the foot. Keep paying attention to the right leg as you bend towards the back leg, pressing from the heel into the buttocks, breathing. And bring your torso up, open your arms up, bend your elbows, straighten your right leg, turn your toes in, turn your left toes out 90 degrees, reach straight up, bend into the knee, Outer edge of the left foot straight, steering that thigh open. Press long from the right buttocks into the heel. Front ribs relax down. Feeling your body. All right, bend your elbows, reach wide, slowly straighten the left leg all the way. Feel the weight. It's a very small shift, but from the front of the foot to the heels, keep the buttocks reaching to the heels. Oh, tip over from your waist. Sorry, don't move the arms. Tip over from your hips. Breathing here. Belly button rolls up to the ceiling a little bit. You might feel how the connection to the waist changes what you feel in the hips. And then pull your torso up. Bend the elbows. Thumbs come in towards each other. Bend the knee, pointing towards the center of the foot, and hinge back towards the right leg that's pushing from the buttocks into the heel. Breathing here. All right, bring your torso up. Rebend your elbows into cactus arms. Turn your feet in and reach up and down. Reach wide and down. Thumbs together and down. Reach your arms out. Lower your hands down. Walk your feet in. Walk back. 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. And then from there, put a little bend in your elbows and turn them out, which is where we want to try to notice. Most of us have this habit of putting our elbows out when we're on computers, when we're driving, when we're pushing shopping carts. Wrap your elbows down. Let them relax, really, is what you're doing. Feel it. When you open your elbows out, you use more of your upper shoulder and neck muscles. So all day long, that's where a lot of my neck tension I figured out was coming from over the years. Drop your elbows down when you're driving, when you're working on the computer, when you're pushing anything that's in front of you. One more. Feel the difference. Your legs can be working on neutral thigh bone rotation. With your elbows down, bend your elbows to the floor, straighten back. Keep those elbows hugging in, even if they stay a little bent. Weight goes into the front of the foot, back up, elbows hugging in. Bend in, press back, bend in, press back. Good. Walk up a little closer to the chair, and then from here, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Remember, we're working on keeping our weight back in the heel, push down through the hip and hug it in. So anywhere you're balancing, even if we're in a forward fold, which we're about to do, you're working on the motion of the outer buttocks, the outer thigh, and then really the inner thigh over time as well, even though we want to start with the outer. And you're just letting the other foot float up. Over time, that standing leg will get more and more powerful. Trust it, trust your body. If you keep practicing, it will happen. But let's do like a warrior 3 lift with our legs. So face your chair, lean forward, elbows bent, watch them popping out to the side. That's kind of last resort, but after you get the legs. And then push down through one of your hips, let the other foot just float up. So you're working on that pressing down action, and lift the leg behind you, elbows relax down, back your weight up into your heel, tap your toes down. Lift up, stretch that leg long, tap down. Lift up, tap down, lift up, tap down. Put that foot down, feet straight, ankles hip distance, push your hips back, let your other foot float up into the air, elbows hug in a little, lift up, back the weight up of the standing leg into the heel, tap down, lift up, tap down, lift up, reach long through that leg, tap down, lift up, tap down, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, sit back, cross your right ankle over your left knee, watch the knee going forward, back the hips up, watch the left hip popping out to the side, hug it in so it's aligned with that left knee. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. Try to let that right thigh relax open. Breathing here. And if any of these, like if you do this stretch, this is the most load bearing on your body. Switch sides. So if you're having difficulty, if you're feeling it in your knee, if your feet don't feel good after class, if your lower back's not feeling good, the best thing to do would be to do this a lot more sitting in a chair, or even less load-bearing laying on your back, just crossing an ankle over your knee. Your body will feel so much better if you work your way up with load bearing. So keep that in mind. There's always options to do that can benefit you. You don't want to do things if your joints are really bothering you or even bothering you a lot afterwards. Okay, and then come on up from there. Let's cross our right arm on top of our left. You can do just your wrist, or you can walk over a little farther. Walk back, 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. If your head reaches, tuck your chin in and rest your head on your arms. Breathing. Great time to work on neutral thigh bone rotation. Check on your shins. Switch the crossing of the arms. Pull your hips back. Neutral thigh bone rotation, which is not accurate unless our outer edges of our feet are really straight. Also, it's not as easy to rotate your thigh bones into neutral when the outer edges of your feet aren't straight. Check your knees can lift up and down if you're working on rotation. And if you're not working on rotation, keep working on lifting your knees up and down. All right, come on up and be very conscious, please, of how you sit down and have a seat. Pelvis upright, ribs relaxed down and back. Cactus arm with the right arm out to the side. Ribs relaxed down. Turn your belly to the left. Resist the arm back to the right. Relax your left shoulder. Ribs keep dropping down. Head slides back a little bit. Okay, take that right arm, open it up, palm face up. Keep turning the belly button to the left as you resist back with the right arm. You don't need to do anything with your left shoulder, so relax it. Okay, rebend that elbow, come back to center, bring that arm down. Left elbow bends, turn from the belly to the right, resist back. So you're not trying to pull the elbow behind the shoulder, you're trying to keep the elbow in line with the shoulder, but still turn your belly as far as you can to the right. Pelvis upright, ribs relax down and back, head slides back over the shoulders. Okay, straighten that arm out, palm up, twisting the belly to the right, resist the arm back out to the left. And then rebend that elbow, unwind, bring that arm down. Reach your arm in front of you, palm down, hold onto your upper arm, pull across the body. Gently pull across and out at a diagonal from the upper arm. That's what tractions the shoulder. Rotate the arm bone, pull out. Rotate the arm bone, pull the upper arm bone out gently, palm up. Switch arms, palm face down, low chest tight, pull out. You'll notice that the arm might want to keep creeping up, keep letting it drop down. See if you can feel that spread of the muscles between your shoulder blade and your spine. If not today, you will eventually. Rotate the arm bone, thumb up, reach out, or actually traction out with your bottom hand. Rotate your arm bone, traction out, breathing. Ooh, I can feel that go right up between my shoulder blades into my neck muscles on that side. Feels really good. Okay, speaking of our neck, we're going to, well, while I talk, let's put a hand on your breastbone, pull it down, lift your chin up any amount. You can push your bottom lips or your bottom jaw forward. You can move around slightly and get different parts. Don't be in a rush, go slow. We're gonna do a bunch of arm movements with our head hanging down. So it will just give a unique stretch to our neck and a unique stretch to our upper back. They're all the arm movements we did in the beginning, so they'll be familiar to you. But so you're just going to have to kind of listen carefully, or you can just slowly lift your head up in between and look, and then let your head drop back down. But try to be confident and just go slow, and you'll get it just fine. Okay, so we're going to start. All of these have to do with cactus arm moves. You're going to sit up tall, ribs drop down, drop your head down. Now, as we do these moves, I'll say drop your head down. I mean gently, but what happens is the tension on the upper back will just unconsciously pull your head up a little, even though you'll still feel like you're dropping it forward. So just drop your head down more, and let's do 2 sets of reaching up at angles, keeping our head dropping down. Reach straight up, bend, reach out to the side, bend, reach thumbs together, tricky, and bend, head dropping down. Reach straight up, bend, reach out wide, bend, reach thumbs together, and bend. Keep the head dropping down, curl your elbows in, open apart, curl in, open apart. Keep your head dropping down, rotate your upper arm bones so that your hands turn down, your forearms turn down, and then go back up. Let's do it again. Forearms turn down, back up. Spread your fingers gently and rotate your forearms. Keep dropping your head down. Keep breathing. And then bring your arms together like book arms. Keep dropping your head down and little lift up and down. And then pause and split your forearms with your head dropping down. Reach your arms straight ahead, open your arms to the side, lift your head up. Now after you've taken some time to really stretch the back of the neck, it's a great time to practice some gentle head ramping. So it's like the head goes down a ramp slightly and back up the ramp, chin down, back of the head, neck grow long. All with the ribs relaxed down and back, like they're where they're supposed to be, like you're doing a crunchie all day long, which is what keeps your core muscles strong. Not doing crunchies, but moving around with your ribs in their relaxed position. Breathing, feeling the upper back. And I might have mentioned this recently, but at first I just felt the back of my neck. Then the sensations start traveling down to between my shoulder blades, and now when I do head ramping, I'm starting to feel my whole upper back muscles turn on. So it just shows how connected the position of the head is to the alignment of your spine, which is important for breathing, which is important for circulation, which is important for digestion. I mean, all of our main functions. And the more that we have to start with the lower body, but the more that the upper body aligns, the easier it is then to get the lower body to align more. Very fascinating, very amazing. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and with our legs all the way together, fold forward from your hips. Press up nice and slowly. Walk your feet wider than hip distance. Fold forward. Breathing into the back and the sides of the ribs. Walk your feet a little wider. Hinge forward. Taking a rib breath here. Come back up. Walk your feet into hip distance apart. Hinge forward. And then come back up and stretch your legs long and rotate forward. Maybe your head drops all the way down. Maybe a turn side to side. Maybe a tilt right to left. And then rolling up, and you're ready for your final pose, Savasana. Sitting back in your chair, letting your gaze soften or your eyes gently close. Becoming very present with your body and with your breath. Take this time for your nervous system, not just now, but take more minutes like these throughout the day. am programmed for well-being and longevity. I am letting go of everything, trusting the process, and accepting each moment as it comes. I am open, guided, and expanding my awareness of what is possible. My cells, tissue, organs, limbs, body, mind, soul, and spirit are working in perfect harmony. All is well on every level of my being. I let go of what no longer serves me and gladly receive all that does. I am the author of my own life, and I am loving it. Bringing your hands together at heart center in gratitude for this day. Namaste.